This is the moment, the final seconds, when we were 2-1 up. This is my celebration.
Okay, Paolo, we asked the fans on social media to submit you some questions, and we're going to go through some of them now, if that's okay.
Yeah, of
you ready?
course, I'm ready.
Okay, the first one. What was it about West Ham that made you fall in love with the club?
It was easy because obviously since the moment I signed the contract, I felt, the warm atmosphere around me, and gradually it came even bigger. Mm-hmm. It became a sort of love, and that it was easy for me to fall in love for this club. I said every time to my friend that once you go, you have the opportunity to be a part of this club, you're never going to go out, and you are lucky. It was easy because obviously there is only one claret blue club in the world, and once you touch that color, you're never going to go out.
Mm-hmm. I'll let you take the second one, Paolo.
Who was the most talented teammates you played with at West Ham? Yeah, it's difficult to mention only one in 4 years and a half because we had incredibly talented player there. Frank Lampard was a talented player, Rio Ferdinand, Pat Joe Cole, Michael Carrick. I mentioned many. Obviously, one that was an English footballer, and not really young, was, in my opinion, Freddie Canute.
Oh yeah?
He was a very good talented player, in my opinion. He proved it also when he left England for Spain. He had a good career. And we had many, but we can't mention all of those because otherwise we take 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Obviously, those five, 6 players were amazing.
Some names there, mate.
Yeah.
What was the dressing room like during your time at West Ham? Any memorable stories?
There are few, or many even, but it's obvious that with such of character we had there, for example, for a short period, I had the chance to play with Ian Wright.
Okay, righty.
Was an amazing guy, fantastic lad, with Razor Raddock, another amazing man. There are plenty of stories to tell. I remember when Nigel Winterburn, another fantastic lad, signed for us. If you remember, there was an episode, that's just an episode that in my life, in football life in England, that's including him, Paul Alcock, the referee, obviously, and Ian Wright and Razor Raddock. They came to me and said, Paolo, Nigel is in the dressing room, he's on, we left him, he's on, so go there, try to scare him, because I didn't meet him since that day.
Yeah.
So I remember that I tried to keep my face serious because they were fine. So I was walking maybe 10 yards from the dressing room, like to keep my face angry like that. And then at the end, it happened. I remember that I pushed the door very fast, make noise, and then I saw him that he was wearing his socks, scared like that, and with my face I say, "Now, come here. Come here now if you want. I want to fight you." "No, Paolo, we are friends, Paolo." "Okay, we are friends." Then they came out, everybody, "You funny, you fun." To be honest, I discovered a fantastic man, fantastic lad, incredible professional, incredible footballer.
Yeah.
So that was a great memory. Every time I mention about this moment, I'm laughing in my own.
That's an incredible story. Incredible story. Okay, let's go for the next one.
What's your best memory of West Ham fans? There are many. Every single moment. I remember that the iconic Green Street, when I used to arrive with my car. Obviously, there are a few moments, but after 1 year, for 3 years and a half, I remember 2 brothers, twins.
Right.
They used to wearing the West Ham shirt with a number 10 on the back and with the God. They say, no, they are mad. The God, they are completely mad. Every time they used to wait for me like that, they say, they gave me incredible energy, but all the fans, obviously that was just a moment, but obviously if I think about the 9,000, even more West Ham supporters at Old Trafford in FA Cup when we won 1-0, against a top team like Man United. And I remember the way back, I went back at home, not with the coach, but with my friend Cara, because my friends from Naples, they came to watch this game. We were free to go back in London with people, with our car. At the first petrol station out from Manchester, I remember that there were 100 West Ham supporters. They went back home. I was closing the car. My friend went out to take the petrol. Someone didn't recognize me. I remember that in an instant, we saw, I think, 100 supporters, this movement in front of the car. No. And then they open your window, open your mirror. Okay. I opened, they sent to me beers and say, drink with us. I said, wait, you injure me. But it was amazing. We have 20, 30, beers inside the car. And that was an incredible moment. They were, Paolo Di Canio. They were enjoy the moment. I thought, you can imagine with one goal, what satisfaction you can give to the people. You can imagine, okay, this is a special moment, but what do they expect for you? Not only the victory, because it's obvious, it's an expectation for every supporter in the world. They hope this, but they give me even more responsibility to go at home, have a rest, get up in the morning, be focused for the next training session, because I need to improve. I need to improve and give my best, because only through this way I can give my best for the team, especially for those people that they invest in love, in passion, and in some way money, because they spend money to follow the team. We earn money for play football, so we are lucky people. We need to give them back as much as we can. So that moment was even more special. Normally, I used to do this even in Italy before to move in England, because I was born as a supporter, as an ultra, Lazio ultra. So I know what it means for the supporters go 4 hours, 6 hours, 10 hours from your hometown for follow your heroes with anger, with happiness, with joyness. So I never forgot it. But in England, I felt more responsibility, because they were amazing to me and to the club.
When I was 7 years old, I saved up some pocket money to buy my dad his first ever Christmas present from me. I was 7 or 8. And there was a thing back in, I don't know if you had it in Italy, but they were called micro stars. Do you know what these are? The bobblehead footballers. And you never knew which footballer was inside the pack. It could be anyone from Chelsea, Manchester. And on Christmas Day, I got my dad the first ever gift. And who was inside? Paolo Di Canio.
Oh, incredible!
I was 7 years old and I was running around my nan's house. And I couldn't
believe.
I couldn't believe it.
You confirm what I said. Even one puppet, maybe non very good footballer can give maybe satisfaction, smile to a young people. So for this, I think that I'm too strict sometimes, because the new generation is the product that what we deliver to them. So sometimes if they are not really focused, because it's not only their fault, because maybe we weren't capable to help them to understand. In a social life, we have the social media, they have a lot of distraction. It's not their fault, but we need to remind them that they are very lucky. Not only play football in general and become a professional footballer, because they can practice the sports that they used to dream when they were young. They earn money, they become a well-known people, rich people, and they have to donate themselves completely to the cause. Every cause. Now, obviously, I mean to West Ham cause. I'm talking about the club we love. So, for this reason, I tell you, and you confirm what I said before, that you were young, you found this rubbish footballer, but you screaming, with joyous happiness around maybe the house.
Yeah.
And that was a good moment. We have to remember that we are lucky.
You're very humble. I like it. Paolo, which modern day West Ham player reminds you most of yourself?
It's not easy because modern football create, more powerful footballer that they have a good creativity, good imagination, but with directly, power, vertical, like Kudus, for example,
Okay,
with this power, with this fast run, change direction continuously, but more directly. Obviously, if I have to imagine a bit similarity, I can mention Paquetá, because he has fantasy,
Flair.
Flair, turn, twist, hold the ball. He has desire to keep the ball, even if we are different, because in some way I was a more winger, maybe second striker. I used to drive the ball, carry the ball also vertical, but not with the same power than Kudus or others, powerful footballer. Yes, at West Ham I can imagine, but it's not very exactly the same, and more Paquetá for
It's hard to be Paolo Di Canio.
Imagination.
It's hard to be Paolo.
Yeah, okay.
And then finally, Paolo, I'll let you take that one.
Do you watch the Conference League final? And if so, did you celebrate?
Big question.
You are.
Big question.
You are. You are witness, because you saw my celebration the last few minutes.
Yeah, okay, Paolo was showing me this before. Do you want to explain the story, the context behind this? Where are you in this video?
I was wearing my shirt and West Ham scarf at my friend's restaurant in Rome. And then I was worried the last few seconds because we were this is the moment, the final seconds, when we were 2-1 up. And then this is my celebration. So, obviously, it's clear where I was, not the place, but it's a good restaurant. My friend was obliged from me to put on the wall West Ham crest, a big West Ham I brought from my
You
house.
brought a huge West Ham crest and put it on the wall.
Yeah, I threw away his pint.
Commitment, that.
I threw away his pint. No, Paolo, what are you doing now? During the game, he said, good and positive energy.
Yeah.
Our crest behind us, and then TV, and everybody was wearing, also my friend there, Andrea, because he's not very good, he's a Roman fan, but he supports West Ham in England. Everybody was wearing, we were 8 people on the table with 8 West Ham scarf, and then obviously I was wearing my West Ham with number 10, Paolo Di Canio in the back. And I have to say the energy was positive. At the end of the day, it was an amazing moment for everybody, because obviously it's not usual. Unfortunately, in the past we didn't win lots of trophy. Approximately after 60 years, we won a European Cup. Was an amazing moment. I hope in the future with a club that invest a lot of money, and with a new technical staff, we can have a more chance to win something.
Yeah.
Even if we start with English Cup, maybe Carabao Cup, and then FA Cup, and then Europa League, and then we will see. So, but
then the Premier League. We'll finish with the Premier League.
Anyways, we live for clarets and blue color. Everything happened. We are happy because we are lucky.
Paolo, you're an absolute legend.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Come on, you Irons.
Come on, you Irons.